Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Taylor Hayes is booking her wedding venue and sending out save the dates, and she's not going to let anything stop her and Ridge Forrester's wedding day. Nobody on the CBS soap wants to break the news to Taylor and let her know that her groom could get cold feet and not make it to the altar. Will Ridge actually say, "I do"? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's happening next on B&B. Spoilers down below. Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, took the bull by the horns and asked Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, to marry her, rather than waiting for her ex-husband to pop the question. Ridge was flattered by her initiative and accepted her proposal. But according to B&B spoilers, Taylor is going to be much more eager to pick a date than her fiancé. Taylor is determined to lock Ridge down before she loses him to Brooke Logan, Katherine Kelly Lang, again, but she is going about it all wrong. Any seasoned soap viewer knows that forcing a man to marry you usually backfires, and it most likely will in this case. It won't be long after their engagement that Taylor wants to start sending out invitations and save the dates. But she's going to have a tough time getting her groom to settle on a date or venue. While Taylor Hayes is trying to plan a wedding without the groom, Ridge Forrester will be losing his marbles because Brooke is spending time with his half-brother Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, again. Word on the internet is that Brooke's reunion with Nick could just be an elaborate ploy to make Ridge call off the wedding. And if that's the case, then her plan seems to be working. Do you feel bad for Taylor? Will Ridge actually go through with the "I do's" when he is clearly still in love with Brooke? In the whirlwind world of love, betrayal, and the ever-turning wheel of destiny, the bold and the beautiful never fails to deliver heart-pounding drama. And now, in a stunning twist that has left fans reeling and the Forrester family holding their collective breath, Taylor Hayes seems poised to leap before she looks, risking heartbreak and perhaps disaster as she rushes Ridge Forrester to the altar. It's the kind of plot shift only the most seasoned soap viewers could sense coming, and yet even the most loyal fans may be stunned by just how fast everything is unraveling. It started, as it always does, with a kiss. Or perhaps it started before that, with whispered regrets and familiar old flames flickering back to life. Taylor, having been Ridge's compass so many times before, found herself once again wrapped in the warm glow of his attention, the glimmer of what once was reigniting in her heart. Ridge, torn as always between past and present, found comfort in the reliability of Taylor's love. A love that has never wavered, never faltered, even in the darkest of times. And in that safety, in that devotion, Ridge saw a future he thought he could control. But love, as the bold and the beautiful continually reminds us, is never simple. Taylor knows Ridge. She knows his patterns, his doubts, his inability to remain untangled from Brooke for too long. She knows that his promises are often as fleeting as the passions that inspire them. And yet, in this moment, Taylor chooses to believe. She chooses to ignore the red flags waving in the corners of her consciousness. Memories of Ridge's wavering commitment, of his tendency to run back to Brooke the moment things become complicated. In her mind, perhaps this time is different. Perhaps, after all these years, Ridge truly sees her, truly wants her, truly chooses her. But the signs, the subtle pauses, the thoughtful stares, the shadowed expressions, are all there for those who dare to look. Steffy and Thomas watch with cautious hope, their own roles in this tangled family web weighing heavily on their shoulders. Thomas, in particular, has more to lose than most. His recent efforts to correct the course of Ridge's romantic destiny by manipulating Brooke's future with Ridge, reaching even into the murky waters of deception, have placed him at risk of both discovery and disgrace. And if Ridge were to find out that the very foundation of his estrangement from Brooke was built on Thomas's lies, the entire house of cards could come tumbling down. Yet Thomas remains silent, willing the world to conform to his ideal, a world where his mother is finally happy, where Ridge finally lets go of Brooke, where the Forrester family is united under a single vision. Taylor, meanwhile, dreams of a wedding that will rewrite her past, a moment that will wash away the years of heartbreak, of always being the second choice. She envisions a day filled with light, with Steffi beaming beside her, with Thomas finally at peace, with Ridge pledging himself to her once and for all. But dreams built on shaky ground seldom stand long. And even as Taylor plans her walk down the aisle, the truth looms like a storm on the horizon, silent, gathering strength, preparing to break. Brooke, ever the other woman in this equation, remains unnervingly calm. She knows Ridge like Taylor does, maybe even better. And she knows that when Ridge is quiet, it's not peace that fills him, but conflict. Ridge's departure from Brooke wasn't clean. It was muddied by misunderstandings, bruised pride, and decisions made too fast under the weight of manipulated truths. Brooke suspects something is off, and her instincts rarely fail her. She's not fighting this wedding, not yet, but her silence is not surrender, it's patience, it's waiting, and when the truth emerges, as it always does, Brooke will be there, not as a rival, but as the woman Ridge might still truly love. The clock ticks toward the wedding day. Invitations are sent, florists arranged, vows rehearsed. Taylor's smile grows brighter, more determined, even as those closest to her begin to falter. Ridge's silence grows louder. He seems present, yet distant, going through the motions, caught in the tide of momentum, unable to say the words that might stop the ceremony in its tracks. He doesn't want to hurt Taylor. He doesn't want to destroy the fragile hope that has taken root. But love is not kindness, and commitment not obligation. As he stands before the mirror in his tuxedo, Ridge looks into his own eyes and sees the doubt he's tried to bury. And he wonders, can a man run fast enough from his past to make a new future real? Hope Logan, too, feels the ripple effects of her mother's heartbreak and Taylor's determined happiness. Her own relationship with Thomas, now entering a new phase of honesty, or so she thinks, leaves her torn between loyalty and truth. She sees how hard Taylor is clinging to this wedding, how deeply Steffi wants her parents together, how much Thomas has invested in shaping this outcome. But she also sees the shadows, the inconsistencies, the sense that all is not what it seems. And as her instincts whisper of buried secrets, Hope finds herself on the edge of a difficult decision. Should she stay silent and protect the people she loves, or should she speak and risk destroying them? Eric Forrester, the patriarch whose own love life has often mirrored the chaos of his children and grandchildren, offers gentle words and cautious support. He wants Ridge to be happy, but he's lived long enough to know that happiness built on delusion is short-lived. He sees Taylor's joy and hopes it's real. He sees Ridge's hesitation and fears it isn't. And in a quiet conversation with Ridge on the eve of the wedding, Eric gently prods his son to examine his heart before making a promise he may not be able to keep. But it's too late, or so everyone thinks. The music begins, the guests arrive, and Taylor walks down the aisle in a breathtaking gown, her eyes locked on Ridge, her heart full of love, her future seemingly secure. Steffi beams with pride, Thomas stands tall, and the Forrester family holds its breath as the officiant begins to speak. And then, it happens. A confession, a revelation, a moment that changes everything. Whether it comes from Ridge, from Thomas, from Brooke, or even from Hope herself, the truth will not stay buried. Thomas's manipulation of Brooke's phone call, the lie that drove Ridge back into Taylor's arms, hangs like a sword over the proceedings. And the moment it falls, it will cut deep. Taylor's dream will shatter, Ridge's guilt will surge to the surface, and the entire Forrester family will be thrown into emotional chaos once more. Taylor, blindsided, will have to grapple with the fact that the man she loves, once again, has failed to choose her freely. Ridge will face the consequences of indecision, of allowing momentum to override truth. and Thomas may finally pay the price for his long history of schemes. Brooke, vindicated but heartbroken, will have a choice to make: take Ridge back or walk away forever. Hope will question her trust in Thomas. Steffy will face the unraveling of the future she fought so hard to secure. In the aftermath, nothing will be the same. Taylor's rush to the altar, driven by hope and desperation, will become a cautionary tale. Not because love is wrong, but because love that ignores the truth cannot survive. And as the dust settles, the bold and the beautiful will once again remind its audience why it remains a timeless fixture of daytime drama. Because at its heart, it is a story about the lengths we go for love, the lies we tell ourselves, and the price we pay when we ignore the red flags fluttering right in front of us. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our United News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.